who's on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling?
Okay, so my four kind of are eight, but I'll give you four.
All right.
Okay, so Myron
Okay.
Roderick is on the Mount Rushmore. Why?
Interesting.
Because he started international recruiting. He didn't recruit nationally. He started international recruiting.
Sure.
He was the first guy to have summer camps for a profit. He ran summer camps all over the country, making huge money in summer camps. Jay Robinson wrestled at Oklahoma State. Jay Robinson and Fred Foster were roommates. And Fred Foster was one of my high school coaches. And Fred said to me one time when I was being recruited, he says, you know that Jay Robinson wanted to be Myron Roderick. And I go, what do you mean? That's all he was more about the business of wrestling than actually being a wrestler, which I thought was funny coming from Fred. But anyway, but Myron Roderick, without Myron Roderick, we don't have Jay Robinson. So Myron, Gable, because he was, in my mind, he was the first person to create myth and create a market for God. He was on the Johnny Carson show. I mean, he's got a congressional Medal of Honor. He hasn't done anything in 30 years. So I mean, he's created that myth that's pretty special. John Smith. I think that without John Smith, that we might not have Cale Sanderson as an athlete. I think the change of footwork, of how you penetrate and all that stuff. I think that so Smith, and then Rick Sanders is my fourth. Rick Sanders.
People don't know enough about Rick Sanders. Look, if tomorrow I win the lottery, the first thing I do is put together a production team and hunt down old Rick Sanders videos and do a full documentary on the guy.
Yeah,
a full documentary. He deserves it for sure.
With Sanders, the people don't realize with Rick is they see this guy that's a hippie.
Right.
He was a product of his times, right? He wrestled in the 60s. He's a product of his times. And but that creativity that came with it. I watched a match as a little tiny guy, and after the match they're talking to him, and the guy's got his foot above his head, and Sanders reaches out and ankle picks the guy. And the person talks and says, Rick, weren't you concerned when that guy had your foot above his head? And Rick said, you're asking the wrong questions.